towards self-reliance and subsistence. It is a self-sustainable scheme designed to accommodate productive women of all backgrounds. A number of programs and projects have also been implemented by the government under various bilateral and multilateral arrangements. A host of NGOs, women's organizations and communities are involved in income and resources generation interventions. Microfinance, skills training and capacity building for women have taken an accelerated pace over the past years. The Gambia's Poverty Reduction Strategy paper seeks to increase national income through sustained economic growth and reduced income and non-income inequalities through specific interventions including gender mainstreaming. There is a National Employment Policy and National Employment Action Plan designed to address unemployment, particularly among women and youth. In addition, measures have been taken by government for the adoption and enactment of laws that guarantee equal access for women to employment opportunities and social protection benefits.
I'm looking for partners in developing this country, and the women naturally have become more reliable partners. So I'm not doing anything extraordinary. I am only rewarding people who are development oriented and they want to develop this country.
The Gambia Priority Employment Program's overall objective is to create employment opportunities for women and youth, primarily through livelihood skills training. Program activities are linked to the agricultural, tourism, fisheries, and re-export trade sectors of the economy. It has achieved results in creating jobs, training young women in vocational skills, and establishing and supporting micro-enterprises. As part of the Women's Bureau support package, local women have been trained in food processing, vegetable production, and marketing.
The Women's Council and Bureau have done a lot of study tours, taking women outside to learn new innovative skills and lessons of good practice from the region and beyond. Senegal is a case in point, where they went and exchanged ideas with their Senegalese sisters and came back, and some of those ideas would surely be piloted in the Gambia. Just like Senegalese and others would come to the Gambia and learn about our success stories and pilot them in their own countries and exchange ideas as well with regards to women's development.
Access to productive resources, including credit, is considered a tangible means of enhancing the income generation capacity of women. Government and local microfinance institutions have been greatly supportive in facilitating women's access to microcredit with flexible options for repayment. In professional, technical and managerial jobs, Gambian women have a pronounced presence. Many have broken the traditional barriers created to exclude them from certain functions. So do they participate actively in sports and recreation. The Constitution of the Gambia commits the government to providing basic education for all citizens, whilst the national education policy is grounded on a non-discriminatory approach to the provision of education. The policy particularly underlines gender equity with strategies to minimize educational costs for girls. Girls' education is tuition-free in public schools up to grade 9, and government-supported scholarship programs cover a wide range of incentives including free books, free uniforms, and free tutoring. A child-friendly school initiative supported by UNICEF promotes gender equality in school enrollment, works towards eliminating gender stereotypes, and providing a healthy and protective environment for girls. Equal gender participation in school management is promoted through school management structures to provide more space for equitable community involvement in framing local educational priorities. The Gambia's Management Development Institute has a gender and development program designed to produce people with knowledge and skills in gender mainstreaming, analysis, and monitoring in the various sectors.
Most of the time people think that gender is just women issue. Gender is more than that. It is both men and women. The issue to do with what the society needs in terms of development, because we cannot develop only a single gender, that is only male. If we want to have a sustainable development, we have to have what we call all-inclusive. That is both men and women should take center stage.
The University of the Gambia introduced gender studies as a compulsory subject, with a dedicated gender unit contributing immensely in the enrollment of girls at the higher education level. Civil society participation in promoting girls' and women's education has been expanded by the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, creating an environment for a myriad of other actors to play their part. In the Gambia, significant strides have been made to bring health services to the doorstep of every household. One of the most critical interventions in women's reproductive health is the assurance that a competent and skilled health worker is present at every birth and that transport is available to a referral facility for obstetric care in case of emergency. As a result, the maternal mortality ratio continues to witness a sharp decline.
Part of our work that has been delegated to us is the implementation of the Food Act. We are not implementing the Food Act, but we try to coordinate all the sectors that are involved in the implementation of the Food Act. And there are structures that are built around to facilitate the implementation. And one of those structures that has been established under the Food Act is the National Codex Committee. And they have been doing quite a lot of work. They have been developing a strategic plan to make sure that food that we eat in the Gambia and food that we export out of the Gambia is of standard.
The Gambia has a nutrition policy aimed at attaining the nutritional requirements of the population, with emphasis on women and children.
At first, nutrition was a health issue only. It was based at the Department of State for Health. But government decided that nutrition is beyond health. But nutrition is indeed a development issue. And it's cross-cutting. It's multi-sectoral. Therefore, it requires to be placed, at least, under the auspices of a high office that coordinates all the other sectors to which those sectors would respond.
A National Codex Committee, comprising government and non-governmental organizations, is concerned with food production, quality, safety, and trade. Through institutional interventions of the National Nutrition Agency, active mechanisms have been put in place to minimize micronutrient deficiencies with the promotion of exclusive breastfeeding, food fortification, and salt iodization. The agency coordinates the protection, promotion, and support of optimal infant and young child feeding practices, mainstreaming nutrition into many sectoral policies. No nation can attain its development aspirations without an objective and integrated population program.
For the past 3 decades, we have achieved a lot. Gambia government was able to improve the quality of sanitation, nutrition, and health. As a result of which, the infant mortality rate, which is one of the key indicative figures for development,